Jetty? Had to let them know. What the scripture say, the most I say, let me find that real quick. Meddle not with many matters. You know what I'm saying? No busyness around here.
Come on. Come on, Shalom, Shalom. How you been, Doc?
Brother,
J. Rome in the building.
J. Moan, man. Hey, man, long time no see. You see these prophecies coming to pass, brother. You better, tighten up.
All right, man. Water for tapping in, bro. Like, share, subscribe when you come in, man. Make sure you show us some love to the spirit.
Shalom, Mike. Shalom. You gonna post on the chat? Have you already posted?
I'm posting right now.
Oh yeah, you can pass.
What's up, brothers?
Yeah, this dang song in my head right now, bro. That
You
is
said
not
what?
the spirit. That is not the spirit.
Cool, man. I just saw the call coming through. I guess y'all accidentally called maybe, but we on YouTube right now, man. If y'all want to tap in, Saints upholding commandments. Saints upholding commandments. I'll shoot you the tag right now. Yep. That was the young brothers, man.
T?
No, the little young bros that we was dealing with. Christian, and they was all sitting around in the room, FaceTime the SUC. He said we all just sitting around right now. I said, we're about to kick class off right now, so he said we're gonna tap in.
All praises.
All right. Hey, the Most High get an increase, man. Let me find that precept real quick.
I found out we can have some baby saints. You recharge, bro?
I'm still hungry. Come, man. It was a beautiful day at camp, man, through the spirit. I showed up a little behind schedule, man, but the brothers, man, shout out to the brothers that endured through the elements, man, and was able to out there to hold fast to the truth, man. It's not easy getting out there on the highways and byways, but the Most High has commanded us to do those things, man, through the Spirit. But give me Matthew 28 and 28:19. Highways and byways. But first and foremost,
Luke 14:23.
You said what up?
Luke 14:23.
Is the business of marriage? I'm looking for that.
Same thing. Just say highways and byways.
14:23. You can grab that. Luke 14:23. I'll grab that Matthew.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 23. And the Lord said unto his servants, go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come into my house, may be filled. For I say unto you that none of these men which were bidden shall taste of my supper.
Right. So if we trying to bid our brothers and sisters to the marriage, whether we do it physically when we out on the highways and the byways, or we doing it through virtual, right, as we're doing right now through the Spirit, right? So that's what we were able to do, man, and we give all praise and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, and we do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. And so with that being said, we're gonna get into this breakdown. Y'all see the topic. When you come into the room, if y'all could like, share, and subscribe. Right, we got the Aqua FM in here throwing down, through the Spirit, a nice meal. So bear with us, y'all got as we get into this thing, man. Talking about Jacob's trouble. Last night we did a lesson. You want to edify on the lesson we did last night?
Last night we did a lesson on nuclear thermal fire. Right, just talking about the times that we in. Speaking on the war times, speaking on the missiles that can be flown in times to come. Speaking on the on how we have to endure through these times, how we have to stay in the Spirit, how we have to make sure that we are not forgetting in the midst of all these times to keep the commandments, lean on Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And change not in these times, man. We have a charge that's been placed upon us, right, in these times, to keep the commandments, man. To continue to be a light, to continue to walk circumspect, to continue to not allow the circumstances that the world has been placed in to affect the world of the Israelites, right? We have to continue to do what the Most High has called us to do, which is be diligent, fear the Most High God, love your brother as yourself, and ultimately keep the commandments and fear the Most High. We have to do these things in the end times, even more so before, because now the time is high. It's high time, as it says in Romans 13:11, and we have to yield to the Most High's will above our own in these times.
Come on, man. We're gonna roll this beautiful bean footage, man. Through the Spirit. See how we can do this. We pray that the Akim, man, can keep up as we go into this edification. Right? If you're just coming into the room, like, share, and subscribe, Baba Kashar. Right? Throw a 7 in the chat if you can hear us. Throw a 7 in the chat if you can hear us.
Did you post it? Okay.
Right. But as we see what's going on in society, man, just as the room fills up, we see the prophecies kicking off. We see these things that have been spoken of old are coming into fruition, and we have to take heed to those things. And we can no longer be docile and sit on the sidelines. And the Most High has called us to gird up our loins and fight the good fight and run this race to the end. So without further ado, man, let's get into it. This is Jacob's trouble. The first precept is going to be in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, and we're going to start at verse 6. Jeremiah 30 and 6. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 6.
Hey, can we get
I was just going to multitask.
Yeah.
Come on, I got you. All right, know. Jeremiah 30 and 6. God, the water, all right? Well, go ahead and do your thing, King.
Who is it?
Brother Jay.
What you say?
He on the scribe, man. The water. Jeremiah 30 and 6. Bring it up, Nakai.
Sister Olivia on the scribe work, man.
Con.
The water.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 6.
Come on.
Ask ye now, and see whether a man doeth travail with child.
Do he what?
Travail with child.
Right, that's unheard of. First and foremost, right? Man is not going to travail with child, man.
Oh, is he?
That's the thing. Like this is these times that we coming into. It's the Most High is going. He says, "I bring a new thing," as it says in Jeremiah. He said, "I'm gonna bring forth a new thing." So this is talking about these laborious pains that a man would have. Now we have no idea, as I was bringing out through class last night, the ring of fire, right? The contractions. We don't know what these things feel like, but if you can imagine, this is what Jacob's trouble is going to be like.
That's right.
Right? Read on.
Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins,
Right?
as a woman in travail.
Right? The man is just hunkered down, like, oh man, what's going on, man? He don't know. He's not familiar with this pain, and that's going to be those other Israelites, the 2/3. Right, who really don't understand what's going on. But for those who are awake, right, through the Spirit and understand that these prophecies are going to come to pass, this is not really going to be a pain to them. You know, we're going to sit back and be patient and wait on the Most High. Read on.
And all faces are turned into paleness. At last, for the day is great.
For the what?
The day is great.
Like this day, there's a day that's coming, man, that's going to almost make you look like you done gave up the ghost.
Right.
Right, so your face is going to be pale. Right, read on.
So that none is like it.
So that what?
None is like it.
There you have it, man. It's not going to be a day like this, man. Read on.
It is even the time of Jacob's trouble.
It is what?
Even the time of Jacob's trouble.
And that's what we're going to be going into tonight, man. That Jacob is in trouble, man. We've been in trouble from when we made a covenant with the Most High, man. To be honest, you know, we've been in trouble, but the Most High He has given us a gift to come out of that by that gift of repentance, right? And the covenant that he made with our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right? Read on that.
But he shall be saved out of it.
He shall be what?
Saved out of it.
Right? Have no fear, man. Yahweh Shah Hamashiach is here. Right? Read on.
For it shall come to pass.
It shall what?
It shall come to pass.
Right? Because when you're dealing with the scriptures, this is a prophetic book. Right? This is dealing with past and end time prophecies, right? So when we're reading these things, it might have happened 600 BC, right? But these things are prophetic, meaning that it can still be bringing about things of not, right? History repeats itself. Read on, King.
For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck.
Right, and we understand when you go into Deuteronomy 28, I believe it's 47, right, where it talks about that we have a yoke of iron has been placed upon our neck, right? So this yoke of iron is spiritual and it's physical. When we're dealing with the historical and the biblical facts, right? So Jacob has been in bondage, right? Read on.
And will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him.
Read that again.
That I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him.
Right, because that's what's going on. These strangers, right, these other nations are using us as we are in servitude. We are not in the land of our rest. We are not Americans, right? We have to understand this thing And whether you like it, understand it, believe it or not, this is not the home of our forefathers, right? And so we have to come out of this understanding that mentality and start choosing the Most High's ways and not our oppressors, right? Because they're gonna continue to give you gifts to make your to destroy your heart, right? Because when your heart is being destroyed through the Spirit, you're not going to be able to adhere to what the Most High God is giving you, man, through the Spirit. Right? Continue on that.
But they shall serve the Lord their God, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them.
Con, you can yield on that. Right? Next precept is going to be Daniel 12 and 1. Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. And we're just going to kind of walk this thing down. We understand first and foremost that we're Jacob solely because Shalom, Shalom, Yapar, Yasha'Allah. Right? We understand that we are Jacob based on who our forefather is, right? Meaning Israel. Yasha'Allah. Right? Bring that out.
Daniel 12 and 1.
Daniel 12 and chapter
12 and 1.
12 and 1.
The book of Daniel, chapter 12. Wait till y'all get there.
Come on, we
read through 2.
Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1.
Come on.
And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble.
There shall be what?
A time of trouble.
Man, if you don't wake up and see what's going on right now and see that we in trouble, we got Russia invading Ukraine.
Read through 3, Salaki.
We got all these things kicking off. We kind of spoke on these things in last night's class when you go into the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter, how nations is going to be rising up against nations. There are going to be wars and rumors of wars. This is the time, man, that we are in trouble. Right? But are we gonna bug out in these last days? We're gonna be steadfast through this thing. Read on.
And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation even to that same time.
Right. It's nothing happened like this before. Keep going.
And at that time thy people shall be delivered.
They shall what?
Be delivered.
Whose people was it?
Thy people shall be delivered.
Right, because we understand that thy people is referring to the Israelites.
That's right.
And no other nation. Right. Keep going.
Every one that shall be found written in the book. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake.
Right. And that's spiritual, man. Who else is in the dust of the earth? You think that's really just talking about just literal dirt? Right? It's just talking, what's that? 1 Samuel 2 and
Got you.
Right, because we got to start to understand that the Bible is not just you can't read it for face value. It's double fold. Right? It's talking about a spiritual lower state.
That's right.
It's talking about being lesser than a base people. Right? But what can the Most High do, and what will He do, and is He's going to do to the Israelites through the Spirit?
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 2, starting at verse 6. Yahweh killeth and maketh alive.
Right.
He bringeth down to the grave, Salakia, and bringeth up. The Lord maketh poor and He maketh rich.
Right.
He bringeth low and lifteth up.
Right. You can kind of see where this is going because if it's dealing with the dust, man, it's dealing with something that's low. Read on.
He raises up the poor out of the dust.
Out of the what?
Out of the dust.
You see that? So it's just talking about your riches, your royalty, your inheritance as being the sons and descendants of Jacob. Right? We have an inheritance, but if we don't abide in this thing, as it says in John, the 15th chapter, if we don't continue to stay abiding in the Most High, man, He gonna remove that
precept.
Bring it out.
I know thy works. This is Revelation 2 and 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
But thou art what?
Thou art rich.
You may have been in the dust in here in Babylon. Right, you may have been in a lower state, but you're rich through the Spirit, right?
So I just want to prove a point to where the Jews were financially in poverty, but spiritually we are rich, right? The same way it says in 1 Samuel 2 and 9 that we were sitting in the dust. The same reference that it gives in Daniel 12 and 2 when it says many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, and according to Revelations 13 and 11.
Why are you pulling that? Hey, J, that was 1 Samuel 2 and 6. 1 Samuel 2 and 6 through 9. Right.
No, 13 and 11.
High time. You think?
The book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing the time that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now our salvation is nearer than when we believe.
Right, because we've looked into everything, man, through the Spirit.
That's Romans 13 and 11, Brother Jay.
We looked into everything through the Spirit to try to save and redeem us out of this trouble that we've been in, right? And we've looked to Jesse Jackson, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther,
right?
What's the brothers? The
Marcus Garvey,
Fred Hampton,
Bobby Seale.
Right. The list goes on and on. But we have a Redeemer, and that's Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, who the world calls Christ.
But the reference it was given, it says, and you can keep reading. Read Daniel 12 and 2.
Daniel 12 and 2.
You can read through 3, but start at 2.
And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth.
So being sleep in the dust is being impoverished in poverty and still being asleep, not understanding the state of what's at place, not being awakened to the times that we're in, not being awakened to the truth. Right, not knowing that we have to come back and keep the law, statutes, and commandments, or that you're even an Israelite.
Right. It's one thing just being poor. Then it's another thing being poor and not knowing
sleep.
who you are.
Right. Go ahead.
That sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake. Some to everlasting life.
Right. Some to what?
And some to everlasting life.
Some are gonna wake up and start keeping the commandments. Right. Some are going to wake up, receive the word in truth and sincerity, and then begin to apply the law, statutes, and commandments to their life and receive everlasting life.
You said ahead. Some, right? Let me get to Zechariah 13 and 8.
Right?
Because it's talking about some. But what about the other? Read.
Zechariah 13 and 8.
Come on.
And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
Right. That's the people that's the Israelites who don't want to awaken to this truth, knowledge, and understanding. Read.
It says, but the third shall be left therein.
But the what?
The third shall be left therein.
And that's the ones. Read that again, Nakai.
Some to everlasting life.
That 1/3 is going to be those that awaken into that everlasting life.
Right.
You can yield on that. I'll pick back up on that.
And some to shame.
But that shame and what?
And everlasting contempt.
That's the 2/3. That's not going to receive the truth. It's not going to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. It's not going to. But spiritually, they fulfilling prophecy, but not wanting their favor. They're fulfilling the prophecy of the 2/3 instead of the prophecy of the 1/3, and hopefully. Go ahead, read that verse 3, and we can yield.
Verse 3. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament.
They shall what?
Shall shine as the brightness of the firmament.
Real quick, let me get this precept. Read that again. And they that what?
Daniel 12 and 3. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes 8 and 1. Who is as the wise man, and who knoweth the interpretation of a thing?
Right, because it's a real hard thing to really break these things down, right? Because Jacob, we was talking about this today at camp, man. Brother, open up the newspaper. He click on the news. He watching the MSNBC. And he just thinking that these things are just happening on face value.
Right.
You don't really have an understanding until you really come into the scriptures and know that these things go hand in hand.
That's right.
Right? Keep going on that.
Who is as the wise man, and who knoweth the interpretation of a thing? A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine, and the boldness of his face shall be changed. I counsel thee to keep the commandments, and that in regard of the oath of Yahweh.
Even in the midst of trouble, man.
Read that 3 from the top. Shalaki, go ahead. I'm going to cut you off.
No, but even in the midst of trouble, man, he counseling you to keep the commandments.
That's right.
Right? Even though we're going to be going through this Shalom Malachi, right? Even though we're going to be going through this tribulation, man, we still have to keep the commandments. It is essential. It is the commandment is our life.
Again, brothers, if you tapping into the SUC video today, like, share, subscribe, as well as drop some sevens in the chat to let us know that you on the scene.
Come on, man. Give us a mighty shalom, man. We want to let our brothers know that, man, we here for y'all.
Come on. Go ahead.
Daniel 12:3. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn away to righteousness as the stars forever and ever.
Salakia. Oh, come on, go ahead. Salakia. That's it on that.
Yeah.
Next precept is gonna be Acts 4:12.
Come on.
You got some?
Yeah, I had bring that 19 out real quick. John 3:19. John chapter 3 and verse 19. Real quick side precept, right? Hold if you already flipped to that Acts 4:12, hold that thing, man. You gotta start thumbing through these things, right? Bring that John out.
John 3:19.
Come on, bring it. Read through 21.
And this is the condemnation that light is coming to the world.
Because that wisdom makes your face to shine,
That's right?
That's the light. That's Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. That's the truth, the knowledge and understanding. Read.
And men love darkness rather than light.
Men love what?
Darkness rather than light.
Right, because I just read that they're gonna turn their waist, their face from that wisdom. Right, that means you turn into the other darkness. Read on.
Because their deeds were evil.
Because their deeds were evil. Right, so these troubles.
That's the time we in, brother J-Mon. Jacob's trouble.
Right. Oh, he was asking about the topic. But
Jacob's trouble is the topic. Go ahead.
But these deeds are going to continually be prevalent in our times until we realize that we don't really have to do these things anymore, man. We have to humble down, man, and yield to the Spirit.
Shalakia, go back to Daniel. There's some more meat on that.
Where you at? 12 and what? Come.
Go ahead, Yasha Allah.
For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved.
Right, because I'm bringing this scripture out through the Spirit because we not in trouble just based off of what our oppressors is just doing to us. Right, we are in trouble because what we have transgressed against the Most High God. Right, so we have to accept that in the Spirit and start coming back to the Father. You can yield on that. All right, go ahead with that Daniel 10.
Start at 12 and 10.
The book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 10. Many shall be purified.
Finish the chapter. Go ahead.
And made white and tried.
Right.
But the wicked shall do wickedly.
But the what?
The wicked shall do wickedly.
You're not gonna be able to sway the 2/3 because the Most High has already made them vessels fit for destruction. Like it's preordained. Right, this is the lot that they have to fill. Again, J-Mon, this is Daniel 12. We're gonna read 10 through 13. So the same way a righteous Israelite has to fall into his lot, and he has to do what the Most High made him to do. The same way a wicked Israelite has to fall into his lot and be who the Most High made him to be. They're not gonna leave the world. While we looking for scriptures at that time, them brothers gonna be looking for an L. You know what I'm saying? Gonna catch an L. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be looking for something wicked to get their hands on, right? You know what I'm saying? Don't think that it's just gonna be the heathens and the other nations doing folly in those times. No, our people gonna be raping, our people gonna be robbing our own people, looting. We gonna be doing all the wickedness in the world in those times. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna come from us. We gotta be mindful of that. Our skin folk ain't kinfolk, and our Israel ain't Israel. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Read that 10 again, Baba, because I got a quick precept talking about the purification. Right.
Daniel 12 and 10.
Come on.
Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly.
The what?
The wicked shall do wickedly.
Right. This is Psalms 119 and 9. Psalms 119 and 9. Because how are you going to purify yourself in these last days, man? And that's what Jake tries to do. He tries to gravitate and start reaching for things of this world to cleanse yourself, right? But this is what cleanses you through the Spirit, This is Psalms 119:9. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto, according to thy word.
According to what?
According to thy word.
So like, yeah, brother Yasha'Allah, if you can give me Ephesians 5:26.
Right, so this word is what's going to cleanse us in these last days. We gotta
read that again up into the second comma. No, the third, the semicolon. Read that, and then you read yours again.
Daniel 12:10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried.
Right, now read that again.
Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto, according to thy word.
By doing what?
By taking heed thereto, according to thy word.
According to thy word, brother Yasha'Allah, bring that out.
Ephesians 5:26.
Come on.
That he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word.
By the what?
The word.
By the what?
The word.
The word, man. The word is what's gonna cleanse you. The word is what's gonna change your mind and change your ways and change your actions and ultimately save your soul.
Because you really in trouble if you think anything else but this is gonna save you.
Bring that out.
If you think anything else is gonna cleanse you in these last days,
brother, you in trouble. You in trouble, bro.
Straight up, man.
Straight like that.
You can finish up on that.
But the wicked shall do wickedly.
The what?
The wicked shall do wickedly.
They shall do what?
The wicked shall do wickedly.
Hey man, you can't make what the Most High made crooked straight. They have to fulfill their lot the same way we the hopeful elect and possible 1/3. We have to fulfill ours.
And that's what we living in right now. To kind of expound on what Ak is saying. These are the times that people are falling into their lot.
That's right.
People are revealing their hands. The Most High is really showing who he has placed the spirit upon and who he is removing his spirit from.
All that literature, that's going out the window. Saying this, or I'm a Hebrew saying this, bro. The Most High is action. It's action or nothing right now. Either you keeping the commandments, either you walking circumspect, or you just another nigga fit for a nuke.
That's the Sift.
You might as well put a bullseye on your forehead in these times, bro, because the Most High got a nuke with your name on it if you're not keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments.
Con, that's straight up, Bob. Hold on.
Brother holding some heat.
Yeah, Amos 9:9. That brother said something real that brought it to light. This is Amos 9 and verse 9. Yeah, Amos 9:9. It says, "For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel. I will sift the house of Israel among all nations."
Among what?
Among all nations, like as corn is sifted in the sea. Right, that sifted, man. When you really get that corn up out the dirt, man, you know, you kind of pluck it up, man. You kind of put it in one container, but you got to start shaking it, man. It's to really see to get the dirt
impurities.
Off, right, to purify it. So that's what the Most High is doing with Yasha'Allah, with Israel. In these last days, he's trying to purify us, but it's going to be with water, it's going to be with fire, right? It's going to be with pestilences, it's going to be with famine, it's going to be with all types of manner of elements, or as he did in the days of old, when you go into the Egyptian captivity, right? He dealt with locusts, frogs,
when he made it super duper dark and it was hearing.
Yeah,
they said it was a darkness so thick you could touch it.
Right. Right. The water turned into blood. These things are going to happen. Right. I yield. Go ahead.
Precept. This is Ezekiel 9:4. And the Lord said unto him, "Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof."
This is on a positive level, right? On the right hand side.
Oh, is it?
Oh no, what's this? Ezekiel 9?
Okay.
Read it again. Maybe I.
You is
okay,
but it's gonna talk about both sides. Verse 5.
Get that. What's that? Mark them. Romans 16 and 17.
And the others, he said, in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city, and smite.
And what?
And smite. and let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity.
Right, because that boy Yahushua, man, he's a smiter.
God.
Right, he's sending them smiters.
That's right.
Them hitters. Right, he coming with death, famine, and destruction, man. And you want to make sure that you mark on the right hand side, because he's gonna mark those on the left hand side too. We're gonna bring that out through the Spirit too.
Brother Jay, this is Ezekiel 9:4. I'm gonna read through 7. Slay, this verse 6. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark.
It's upon who?
Who has the mark?
Right, you really in trouble too if you think the Most High care about your feelings too.
It's Ezekiel 9:4-7. And watch what he say next. He says, and begin at my sanctuary.
At what?
At my sanctuary. Right? When the Most High send Yahushua and the 144, and they start sifting, as the brother bring out, or cleansing, purging the house, they start with us.
That's right, King.
They start with our people.
Why though? He gotta let these other nations know that he for real.
Hey, just like y'all can't get, if my children can't get away, y'all damn sure can't get away.
Right. It's imagine man, if we use an example when we out at camp, man, we bringing people into the truth and edification. If you come over to someone else's house, man, and you transgress against the rules of the house, the head of the house, they're gonna get on their kids, but you're gonna be like, dang, I ain't gonna do that no more. Right? You like, man, they did that.
She don't play no games.
She don't play no games, man.
Right. Well, he don't play no games.
Right. That's the same thing when we're dealing with the Most High, man. How you though, man?
Slay utterly old and young, both maids, little children and women.
Right. He don't care how old you are.
Right? They didn't care how old they was when they was slaying us. He don't care how old you are when he gonna start slaying y'all. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. And he said unto them,
what he say?
Defile the house and fill the courts with the slain. Go ye forth. And they went forth and slew in the city.
God, that's a fate, man. The Most High gonna deal with these other nations, and also he gonna start at the the tabernacle,
and a sanctuary.
Sanctuary. So like, get that Romans 16-17. We're gonna get back to it.
Romans 16-17.
Come on.
And I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrines which ye have learned.
Right, and you in trouble if you not marking brothers right now.
That's right.
If you know brothers is off through the Spirit, they not keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, and you steady mingling, right? You steady straddling the fence.
Make your reservations.
Right. The Most High, he is calling you. He is giving you a charge. If you operating through the Spirit, as it says in Galatians 6, man, if you are operating in the Spirit, you should admonish those through the spirit of meekness, roughly paraphrasing.
Right.
Right. So if you know that you got the understanding, you should be telling your brothers about this thing so that they can repent in these last days. So they won't.
And if you're not telling your brethren, their blood is on your hands.
And you have been marked, as it says in Ezekiel 9. You being marked right now.
That's right.
It's double fold. You can't get away from it. Right.
Either you're doing the marking or you're gonna get marked. And you a mark for not telling. And you a mark, bro, for not telling your brother that he what he needs to hear in order to be saved. Right?
Because that's what we're dealing with through the Spirit, man. Is that the Most High says, gird up your loins, like, man. Hey, we brothers, man. We brothers in arms. We're gonna till the ground together. We're gonna eat together, man, and we're gonna build a kingdom, man. We're gonna put in our brick together.
That's right.
In the midst of this trouble that we're in. We're not stopping. We're not taking heed. We're not straddling to the left or the right. That's it on that.
Read that here in Daniel. Finish out that chapter. Oh, that's it. Daniel, finish out that chapter.
Daniel 12:10. But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand. But the wise shall understand.
That's right. Because the wise, we don't understand what's going on. We aware of the times, we paying attention, we taking heed, we being watchmen, right? And we see the prophecies coming to pass, and we know we getting closer and closer to that time. So now, if you have it, it's even more time to ramp up your walk, to cut out all distractions, to focus on Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai. What's that?
Amos 5:18. We talked about this last night too, as well. We bringing out precepts.
We is on 2.
Man,
but this is a very delicate topic, man.
It is, man. We in trouble, man. But we have a redeemer, man. Amos 5:18.
But you can be saved out of this trouble. It's the Most High said, yes, trouble is gonna come, but I will save you out of it.
Right.
But it's something you got to do to be saved.
That's right.
You got to receive that. You got to understand that, and it got to be well with your soul. Come, go ahead.
Amos 5:18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
Right. So even in the midst of us who are woke, man, we kind of touched on this just a little bit, but I want to bring that to light too as well. Don't just think because you woke and you're gonna understand that you're an Israelite. And we have to make our election sure. So the moment that you feel that you done, it says don't count yourself for that number. So don't think for one, you in trouble if you already done count, if you think your name in the book of life already, you in trouble. Right? We try to hope for this thing to make sure that we doing the best of our abilities, man, to operate in the spirit and in sincerity and in truth.
This is 2 Corinthians 10-12. For we dare not make ourselves of the number. I can keep going. That's all I wanted.
Right. We don't want to make ourselves of that number because we don't. The Most High said his ways are higher than ours. His thoughts are higher than ours, and so are his ways. With that, I yield, man.
You got to be humble about this thing at the same time too, because our righteousness is of the filthy rags.
Right.
Everything we've done couldn't compare to the righteousness that the Most High set in place for us. Right. So any and everybody has done something worthy of death. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because we here in the flesh and we in captivity where we're influenced by the heathen. So they influence us to do what? Be heathenistic. Right? You know what I'm saying? And the small things that they take for granted as an everyday thing is an abominable sin with the Most High. Right? So we've all done things that's worthy of death. So it's our job, knowing and understanding that, to come back and seek the Most High, as it says in Baruch 4:28, 10 times more, and stay humble about it, because we could have been dead a long time ago. Right? Salaki, I yield. Go ahead, Ken.
The book of Daniel, chapter 12 and verse 11. And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days.
Go ahead.
Blessed is he that waiteth.
That does what?
That waiteth.
That does what?
That waiteth.
Go ahead.
And cometh to the 1,305 and 30 days. But go thou thy way to the end be, for thou shalt rest.
That shall what?
For thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the days.
All right, man. The same thing is saying, he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. Right, as it says in the gospel. The next precept is going to be Acts 4:12. Acts 4:12.
Right.
Let's start at 10.
Go ahead, Art.
The book of Acts, chapter 4 and verse 10. Be it known unto you all, and to all the people of Israel, that by the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, whom ye crucified, whom God raised from the dead, even by him doeth this man stand here before you whole.
Go ahead.
This is the stone which was set at naught of you builders, which is become the head of the corner.
Right.
Neither is there salvation in any other.
Neither what?
Neither is there salvation in any other.
Like it. Get John 10:1.
Right, because it's talking about a stone. It's talking about a foundation, man. It's talking about Yahushua HaMashiach, man. The Messiah. Right, we have to build everything and stand on that. After we build it, we got to really stand on it.
That's right.
We can't waver. It's another precept that comes to mind. I can't find it. We're going to keep it going through the spirit. But it says about the man who builds his house on sand, or he who builds his land on rock. So we have to. What are you building? What are you putting your faith and trust in right now in these last days? Are you putting it in Biden?
Sleepy Joe, Moneybag Joe.
Man, these brothers, they're not even our brothers, but these people, right?
These dogs, these heathens.
Right, these heathens, they're not
have ever been reputed as nothing.
All right, as the scriptures say. Right, I'll yield on that. Go ahead.
John 10 and what you say?
10 and 1.
John 10 and 1.
You got it.
Verily, verily, I said to you.
What he say?
He that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way.
Right? Does what?
Climb up some other way.
Right, because we the sheep, man. As it says in Matthew 15 and 24, as it says in Jeremiah 23 and 1.
That's right.
Right, we are the sheep. So you got to come through the sheepfold. There's no other way around it. As it says in John 14 and 6. Yahushua is the way, the truth, and the life. You got to come through him. Read on.
It says the same is a thief and a robber.
Read that what was that? Acts 12, 4 and 12. Read that again. All right.
Acts 4 and 12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given amongst men.
Come, man. That name is not Jesus. It's not Jesus. Right? It's Yahushua HaMashiach. Right? The Messiah. And if you're not coming in under that banner, under that name, right, you're not going to be saved. If you're not an Israelite and you're not keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, hey, even more so trouble. What does it say in Revelations? He's going to give them double for, right, of that iniquity. I yield on that.
You finish out there, verse 12?
Whereby we must be saved.
That
was in on 12.
Come. Next precept, it's going to be Ezekiel 28 and 3. Ezekiel 28 and 3. We just getting started, Israel. Don't get sleepy on us. So it's real.
Are you talking to me or you talking to them?
Nah,
it's double fold.
Hey, it's double fold, man. Yeah, brother, you too. Because even if I'm talking to them, I'm talking to you because you Israel too.
Man, you got to stay woke, man. It's high time.
It's high times, man. You're going to be caught without your garment, man.
Right. So awaken out of that sleep.
That was sharp. Right? I see what you did there. Give me 3 and 4.
28 and 3.
Oh, my
4.
I was at 38. Ezekiel 28, verse 3.
Come on.
Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel, and there is no secret that can hide from thee.
Go ahead.
With thy wisdom and with thy understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures.
Right.
And that's so deep. We trying to keep it going on the trouble, but the wisdom, man, and the treasures is understanding.
It's a Sirach 1 and 25. The parables of knowledge are in the treasures of wisdom, but godliness is an abomination to a sinner.
Is that Matthew 13 and 8? Grab that real quick, huh?
To you is given
kind, right? 8. I think it's like 8 on down, right? Because it's talking about mysteries, man. It's talking about secrets. These things, the Most High shut these things up so that because for a manner of time, it says in Wisdom of Solomon too. I'm saying too as well. Also, that these things have been. No, it's Colossians 1 and 26. We'll get that too as well. Bring out what you got. What you got?
Matthew.
Yeah, 13.
Yes, 13. 9.
10. The water.
Almost started at 9. Matthew 13 and 9. Who have ears to hear, let him hear.
Right, read.
And the disciples came and said unto him,
what they say?
Why speakest thou unto them in parables?
Uh-huh.
He answered and said unto them,
what he say?
Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven.
Right, it's given unto you, Israel, man, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and the Native American Indians who operate and understand these scriptures, man. It's given unto you. When you really see what's going on, you're not gonna waver. You're gonna realize that you're not on a fleshly level, you might be in trouble, but as it says in Matthew 10 and 28 on down, we're not fearing him who is going to destroy the body.
That's right.
We're going to fear the one who can destroy the body and the soul.
And look, bro, look,
the Most High.
Gotta go there, bro. Don't take this truth for granted. things that we know and understand, bro, people twice or thrice your age cannot receive it.
Put it on a heathenistic level. People go to school,
Bruh.
They pay money.
They pay money to go to school and still don't come out with the knowledge that you've been made to understand.
They still don't even be satisfied.
Bruh, do not take this understanding for granted.
You know what they doing?
Look,
they out here going on mission trips.
Bro.
They going to cities.
Look, don't take this and look at it as, well, there's no reward, nothing being gained on this side. It's just stored up knowledge. It's just something, bro. It's the greatest story never told. Right, it's the greatest secret kept amongst men. The things that you know and understand, bro, the heathen have tried for generations for you not to know, for you not to learn, to keep it hidden, to keep it from where it's not hitting the YouTube channels like it is now. They've tried so much to keep us from knowing and understanding this. So much that when we understand it and bring it out, we the crazy ones.
Right.
We the ones that's tripping. We the ones that don't know what's going on. But how is it that these same crazy ones and people that don't know what's going on are able to break these scriptures down with precision, bro, and edify brothers and bring them out of the darkness into the marvelous light? That's spiritual. That's a gift from the Most High. Do not forsake it, bro. Don't take it lightly. You have to take it in stride and run with it and use that same water, spiritual water, the word that you've been given, and water the rest of the flock. I yield.
Right, so that was Matthew 10 and 28.
Con,
let's get that for the brother.
I don't know who that is.
Your pa, it might be a sister. Let's get Matthew, what's that, 6?
Con, bro. I got one. I'm sitting on something.
Let's bring it
This
up.
is Luke chapter 12. You don't not get that, but I'm gonna just get this. Luke chapter 12. I'm gonna start at 31. But rather seek ye the kingdom of heaven, Slakia, the kingdom of Yahweh,
right?
And all these things shall be added unto you. You don't understand that seeking riches, seeking notoriety, fame, seeking treasures on earthly, worldly type treasures, bro. The spiritual kingdom of heaven, it come with all that. It come equipped with everything you chasing here in the world. The kingdom of heaven come with riches. It come with notoriety. It come with popularity. It come with being exalted. It come with a throne. It come with a rulership. It come with royalty. It come with all that already. That's why the Most High says, seek the kingdom of heaven above all things, and everything else gonna be added to you. Verse 32. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. He wants you to get the kingdom of heaven, bro. What's the point of having this kingdom of heaven I've set aside for you, but nobody's worthy enough to enter it? He wants you to come into the kingdom of heaven. It's imperative that I use y'all to bestow my glory. I use y'all to lead the other nations to me, right? I set this up from times of old, right? So it's imperative that we work out our own salvation with fear and trembling and enter into the gates of heaven. You know what I'm saying?
Con, we know what you're saying, Art.
Verse 33.
Bring it out.
Sell that ye have and give alms. Provide yourself bags which wax not old, a treasure in the heavens that faileth not.
But like that's even like dealing with the end times too, right? It says sell what up?
Sell that ye have.
It's gonna be a point of time, man, where you're gonna be bartering and trading. The dollar gonna crash.
That's right.
Right? The commerce is gonna have no value, right? You're gonna have to sell what you have. Right?
And
gas gonna skyrocket up.
With that, carnally, bro, it's a line being drawn in the sand. You're gonna have to sell what you have, and you're gonna have to choose your congregation wisely, right? If this person is not willing to take up his cross and follow Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, better get away from him. Because if you are willing to sell all you have for the sake of the Most High, and they're not, They're going to sell you out. They're going to sell you out, bruh, to make sure they have and you don't. Because what they're not doing, they're not keeping the commandments, which means they're not loving their neighbor as they self, and they're not being their brother's keeper. They're going to sell your ass up the river, bruh, for the betterment of themselves.
What was that? It was that account that there was Ananias.
Come,
right? When they
bring it out.
I gotta find. I don't want to. But
Go ahead, go. You paraphrase.
Yeah. Roughly paraphrasing, Ananias, man, he was brought before the elders, and they was asking everybody to sell what they had, right, to edify and come together. Ananias said that he sold all he had, but he pocketed some of the right. He pocketed some of the change. So he came to him, man, and they asked him about it, and the brother they put him on blast, and the brother gave up the ghost. Right, his rib come up on the scene. They asked her the same thing, like, "Why you do this? You know what you do with your earnings?" She said, "We sold everything that you had." Right, and then they, I think she saw that her husband was right. She saw the body of him through the spirit, and she was able to give up the ghost too as well, because she told the story too as well. So if you're gonna what are you willing to sacrifice, man, in these last days?
That's right.
Really get the kingdom, man, on a spiritual level.
It says, "Sell that ye have, your car, your clothes, liquidate your businesses, get rid of XYZ, because at that time you're gonna have to make a choice. And you're gonna keep what you got cleaving to this domain of society, or you're gonna forsake all for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and trust that he gonna provide the rest. Right? He gonna make you make a choice. Give alms, provide yourself bags which wax not old, a treasure in the heavens that faileth not, whether no thief approacheth, neither moth corrupted. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Let your loins be girded about, and your lights burning, and yourselves like unto men that wait for their Lord, when he will return from the wedding, that when he cometh and knocketh, they may open unto him immediately." I yield. I don't even know who was holding after that, but I yield.
What you got?
Matthew 6.
You can drop it. We was dealing with the treasures of the heart, man. But it says, "Store up yourselves the treasures of the kingdom of heaven, not the things of this earth." All right. We're gonna yield on that. Getting to
next precept,
Psalms
50 and 15. Psalms chapter 50, verse 15.
Psalms 50 and 15, man. The water for the Akim, man, is staying tapped in, man. We pray that it's edifying through the spirit. You know, these precepts got to come out, man, because we can't just sit on it.
That's right.
These things are our righteousness in these last days, man. And we got to cleave to them as much as possible. Bring that out, King.
Psalms 50 and 15.
And
call upon me in the day of trouble.
In the day of what?
In the day of trouble.
Right. When you're in the trouble, man, you're gonna call on the Most High. And we said this analogy too as well. Like when it's a story where you got a whole bunch of passengers, atheist passengers on a plane, right? They don't believe in the Most High God,
right?
But when the plane start going down, what they gonna start saying? "Oh Lord, please!" Oh, so now you want to call upon the Most High, right? So you gotta call upon the Lord, right? While he may be found, right? Read on.
And call upon me in the day of trouble, and I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. But unto the wicked God said, "What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?"
Who are you? Who do you think you are? You Jewish, right? You people, you Christian, Catholics, right? I think that you can take, because we just brought that out in Matthew 13, that he is revealing his secrets unto his prophets.
Unto who?
Unto his prophets. Right.
The book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 7.
Because it says, "It is given unto you to know the secrets of wisdom." Right. So he's saying to these other nations, man, who are you to really just take my covenants, my scriptures, and to read about them as if
Let me get
you have written
classic
yourself,
Psalm 147.
as if you have written yourself into this book.
The book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 7. Surely Yahweh thy power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
All right.
Who is the prophets? Who is his servants? Bring that out. All right. 19.
Psalms 147 and 19.
Come on.
He showeth his word unto Jacob.
Unto who?
Jacob, and his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Mm-hmm.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
Nah, if you're a Christian though.
He has not dealt so with any nation.
Nah, but I'm a Catholic. You know, Roman Catholic.
No, he hath not dealt so with any nation.
He not dealt so with any nation. Either you a Hebrew, you keeping the law, statutes, commandments, you an Israelite, you following the ways of the Most High God, or you're nothing. One blank period. He's not dealing with Christians. He's not dealing with Catholics. He's not dealing with Mormons, Baptists. He's not dealing with none of those religions and ideologies. You a Hebrew and you a servant of the Most High. Hebrew Israelite, rather, because it's more than just be a Hebrew. You an Israelite. You of the stock of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or you're nothing. Yes?
Con.
Con?
Sit on that Psalms 147 and 19.
Con. It's some more on that 50 though. Keep reading, all right.
Psalms 50 and 16. But unto the wicked God said,
What do you say?
what hast thou to do to declare my statutes? Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, then thou contestedest with him and hast been partaken with adulterers. Keep going on that.
Keep going.
Verse 19. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son.
Right.
These things have thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself, but I will reprove thee.
I will what?
I will reprove thee, and set them in order before thine eyes.
Right.
Now consider this, ye that forget God, lest I tear you to pieces.
Lest I what?
Lest I tear you to pieces.
What is he gonna do with the 2/3?
Tear you to pieces.
Go ahead.
And there be none to deliver.
You can yield right there, right? Go ahead. I'll yield.
Come, we're gonna get to the next precept, Jeremiah 33 and 3, right? Because the Most High, he's saying, like as we said, he's gonna start at his sanctuary, because you, as it says in Romans 9, man, we have been given this law.
That's right.
And you not operating in it, you don't know who you are. I gotta deal with you. And the scriptures also say too as well, he's gonna make himself known to every man. It's not gonna be no, I ain't never seen no Hebrew what? Israelites. It's not going. You're not going to have that excuse, right? As a on a carnal level, they say, what ignorance of the law. What is it saying? It's no excuse. Roughly paraphrasing. You can't just say you didn't know about it. You can literally be in a vehicle driving down the interstate and you doing 90 miles per hour, and then somebody yoke you, pull you over. You see the berries, and they like, hey man. You were speeding. You go, oh, I didn't see that stop sign. I didn't see that speed sign. You can't tell him that. You're gonna get a citation. Ignorance is no excuse of the law. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Right. So you can't just say nobody's gonna be in the last days. Nobody's gonna be ignorant of this. He's gonna make himself known to every man, right, and woman and child. I yield on that. Ezekiel 33. Let's get it. Jeremiah 33.
Let's start at 2.
Jeremiah 33 and verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, the maker thereof, the Lord that formed it to establish it, the Lord is his name. Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things.
And show what?
And show thee great and mighty things.
Right, just as it says in Matthew. Right, he said, the secret's going to be revealed unto you. I'm
That's
trying
right.
to show you some great and mighty things.
That's right.
Keep going.
Which thou knowest not.
With what?
Which thou knowest not.
Right.
For thus said the Lord, the God of Israel.
God of who?
The God of Israel.
The God of who?
The God of Israel.
Go ahead.
Concerning the houses of this city, and concerning the houses of the kings of Judah, which are thrown down by the mounts and by the sword.
Yield right there. Next precept is going to be Psalms 20 and 1. Psalms 20 and 1.
No,
Psalms 20 and 1. I'll bring it out through the Spirit, man. Psalms 20 and verse 1. Reading through 2. The Most High hear thee in the day of trouble.
He what?
He hear thee in the day of trouble. The name of the Most High of Jacob.
Of who?
The name of the Most High of Jacob.
No, Christianity.
Of Jacob.
Of what?
Of Jacob. Defend thee. Send thee help from the sanctuary and strengthen thee out of Zion. Right? So that's where our strength is going to come from. Right? But it's spiritually, man, we not physically in Zion, but spiritually we there, man. It's in us. Right? It says, do you not know that the kingdom of heaven is what?
Within you.
It's within you. That was Psalms 21 through 2. Psalms 21 through 2.
Got a precept.
I got a precept.
This is Psalm 61. 61. I'm gonna start at 1. Psalm 61 and 1. Whoever, y'all got it. The book of Psalms, chapter 61 and verse 1. Hear my cry, O Yahweh. Attend unto my prayer. From the end of the earth will I cry unto thee.
Right, because that's what's happening and will be happening in these last days. We're gonna be crying out to the Most High. When all this famine, these bodies is gonna be dropping left to right. These vaccines, you're gonna see people turn to the Walking Dead out here. These things is gonna start popping off, right? And we're gonna be crying out to the Most High.
When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock.
To the who?
To the rock.
Right, that's spiritual, because we just brought that out earlier.
That's right.
Dealing with the cornerstone, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, the foundation. So it says, lead me to the rock
that is higher than I. For thou hast been a shelter for me, and a strong tower from the enemy.
Right, that's meat on that too as well. 1 Corinthians 11 and 1. Right, it's dealing with the order that the Most High established. It says, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, then man. Right, so it says, lead me to the rock who is higher than I.
Right. For thou hast been a shelter for me and a strong tower from my enemy.
From who?
From the enemy.
Man, from Ukraine, Russia, China. It was a precept. No weapon formed against us shall prosper.
I will abide in thy tabernacle forever. I will trust in the convert of thy wings. Salah.
All praises.
Right. Next precept. Gonna keep it rolling through the Spirit.
Sirach 51 and 3.
Sirach 51 and 3. And has delivered me according to the multitude of thy mercies and greatness of thy name from the teeth of them.
From the what?
The teeth of them that were ready to devour me, and out of the hand of such as sought after my life, and from the manifold afflictions which I had.
Right, because it's people, man, that's going to be seeking for our life, man. These other nations, these heathens, right, our overseers, our oppressors, right, as it says in Psalms 10, right, and 1 on down. They seeking and lurking in the dark places, man. They privy to set snares, right, to keep us in this bondage, right. Keep going on that.
From the choking of fire on every side.
From the what?
A choking of fire on every side.
What they gonna send with these thermonuclear missiles?
From the choking of fire on every side.
Go ahead.
And from the midst of the fire which I kindled not.
Go ahead.
From the depths of the belly of hell.
From what?
The depth of the belly of hell.
I thought hell had a little red devil with horns and a pitchfork waiting on you to get there. What's the belly of hell? What does it say?
It says from the depth of the belly of hell.
Go ahead.
And from an unclean tongue. from lying words,
right?
And by an accusation to the king.
Yeah, the Hebrew Israelites, man, they the reason that Russia is invading Ukraine. They've been talking about it for years, man. And them brothers heard them talking about it, so they went and did it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be all types of stuff coming out in these end times, bro. We gonna be at some point, some type of way, public enemy number one. It's coming, so be ready for it. Right? Go ahead.
From an unrighteous tongue, my soul drew near.
I did what?
My soul drew near.
Go ahead.
Even unto death, and my life was near to the hell beneath.
Go ahead.
They compassed me on every side.
They did what?
Compassed me on every side.
Go ahead.
And there was no man to help me.
There was what?
No man to help me.
Ain't nobody coming to our aid. No physical man. I won't say that. There's no worldly man coming to our aid. The only man and that's coming for us is sent by the Father, and he's the Son of Man, which is Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Right? It's just Yahweh Shai and the 144 that's gonna come and rescue us in those times. Go ahead.
I looked for the succor of men, but there was none.
Right? We look for other nations. We look for different countries, right? Different NATO, you know what I'm saying? Allies, right? You know what I'm saying? To come in, and ain't none of them coming. If they ain't came in over 400 years, what makes you think they gonna come now? Right? Go ahead. All right.
Then thought I upon the mercies of the Lord and upon the acts of old.
How
thou deliverest such as wait for thee.
How they what?
You deliver such as wait for thee.
For those that take matters into their own hands.
It says, thou deliverest such as wait for thee.
Now, those that enlist to the army.
That wait for thee.
Now, that those that joined the battle between Ukraine and Russia.
That wait for thee.
That do what?
That wait for thee.
You got to patiently wait on Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. But while you're waiting, keep the commandments. You might as well do something while you're waiting. Keep them laws, bro. Keep the commandments, bro, first and foremost. Otherwise, your waiting is in vain. Go ahead.
And savest them out of the hand of the enemy.
I yield.
Sirach 2 and 4.
Next precept is Sirach 2 and 4. Sirach 2 and 4. We're going to keep it rolling through the spirit, man.
Sirach 2 and 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take it cheerfully.
Take it what?
Cheerfully.
Hey, man, we got to take this thing cheerfully. Read.
And be patient when thou art changed to a low estate.
Be what?
Be patient when thou art changed to a low estate.
Right, man. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, man. When all hell start breaking loose, right? You start pulling out your hair, right? You start go back from being an Israelite, walking in the commandments and truth and sincerity, and you go revert back to being a nigga.
A Negrolite, man.
You can't do that.
The Most High ain't dealing with Negrolites.
He's not, man. You got to understand that the Most High, it says, read that 2 and 1.
My son,
2 and 2.
set thy heart aright and constantly endure. And make not haste in time of trouble.
In a time of what?
Trouble.
Or Jacob's trouble.
Or Jacob's trouble.
Right. That's good.
Don't make haste when everything starts breaking loose. You what does it say? Chris Tucker said rush hour. He said, yes, I see y'all. Y'all ages, man. When Godzilla came on the scene, he said, y'all start saying, what did he say? Gotta. Right. You start running around.
Yeah.
You know, like, you done lost your patience, man. You done lost your wits.
Right.
Don't lose your wits, man. But the reason that you're not gonna lose your wits, because we see it already. We are literally reading a futuristic newspaper, if you will.
So you don't gotta be surprised. If you're in the scriptures, you won't be surprised when certain things come to pass. Because the Most High already told you it's gonna happen. The word gonna be true. The word gonna be stiff, solid. It's gonna hold fast. It's gonna hold fast, man. Don't get hasty and fly off the handle when certain things start happening and coming to pass, because Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, through the prophets, and a word of our ancestors, they've already told us. We know what to expect. We start seeing Russia invading Ukraine. We all but had a little party. You know what I'm saying?
Give me a high five.
You know what I'm saying?
Cut it.
Because we already know what's coming to pass. We know that it's closer and closer to our salvation. So now we got to just continue to walk circumspect, try to pull out any thorns in our sides, try to make sure we keeping the commandments to the best of our ability. Right? We dealing with our brethren. We steady preaching to the lost sheep. You know what I'm saying? And we perpetuating the fact that this thing is almost over with. The downfall of America. Don't talk and hear about and converse about the downfall of America, and then when it start falling, you trying to piece it and put it back together. Nah. The thing start falling, kick it over. Good. Help it fall faster, because the quicker it fall, the quicker we get to the kingdom.
Some more on that too?
I think that's it on that.
Next precept?
Shalakia. Nice, some more on that.
I mean, that too.
It's a more. He can stop at 6. Nah, he can stop at.
Yeah. Go to 10, man.
Yeah, go to 10. You said it. Go ahead, Yashala.
For gold is tried in the fire.
For what?
Gold is tried in the fire.
That's a time of trouble, man. Fire. Right. Read.
And acceptable man in furnace.
Right. Acceptable man in the. Are you acceptable? Right. Are you? Or would you, with the Most High, look upon your works, and upon you operating in the Spirit, or will He consider you acceptable? Rhetorical. Read on.
The furnace of adversity. Believe in Him, and He will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in Him.
Now believe in Biden.
It says believe in Him.
Now believe in America.
Believe in Him.
Now I believe that they gonna win this war though. I'm trusted in them tanks and them fighter jets.
Believe in Him.
Go ahead.
It says, ye that fear the Lord, wait for His mercy, and go not aside lest you fall. And ye that fear the Lord, believe Him, and your reward shall not fail.
Go ahead.
Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. And look at the generations of old.
Look at what?
Look at the generations of old.
Right, because if you really don't know who your forefathers and your foremothers are, you're not gonna really know what power that you have. We understand that we got a power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We understand that the Most High did not forsake them through the Spirit. So that's why we cleave to the Most High as much as we do so in these last days, even more so now than ever. Read on.
And see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in His fear and was forsaken? Or whom did He ever despise that called upon Him?
Man, it's a lot. You gotta keep going, I'm sorry.
It's not in the Most High to forsake those who are doing according to His will.
Stop at 15.
For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering and very pitiful, and forgive the sins and save in time of affliction.
He does what?
He saved in the time of affliction.
Go ahead.
Woe be to the fearful hearts.
To the who?
The fearful hearts.
And?
Hands.
Right.
And the sinners that go up 2 ways.
Right. You going one way when it's easy and you know life is easy to bear, and then when times get rough and get hard, you turn it back to your old ways. You revert it back to the old man. Right. You know what I'm saying? You picking up the living that you're supposed to be purging. Right. Go ahead. All right.
Woe unto him that is faint-hearted.
That's what?
Faint-hearted.
Right.
For he believed not, therefore shall he not be defended.
The Most High not dealing with you dirtbags. He dealing with soldiers, men of the Lord, people who gonna gird up their loins, who gonna stand steadfast for the truth.
That's
you
right.
Can't be feeble in these last days. You gonna get thus thrust through.
And you gonna be the one selling brothers out in that time, man.
Right. You gonna be the brothers that's making a covenant with the heathen. Read on.
Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will you do when the Lord shall visit you?
You know what you gonna do when He come for you, right? Them boys that's done lost patience, you know, get ready to give up the ghost in the time of travail. What you gonna do when He get on your heels? What you gonna do when He come at your door? Right? Go ahead. All right.
They that fear the Lord will not disobey his word.
They will what?
They will not disobey his word.
We're gonna be holding fast in that day through the Spirit. Y'all willing. We're gonna be holding fast to the commandments, the feast days, the ordinances. We're gonna keep pushing in this thing when times get hard, because that's the only thing that's gonna sustain us. What's gonna keep you from going crazy when everything that the white man done put in order is in a disarray? When everything that he's established for you to keep has been thrown out of whack. What's gonna keep us is not following the white man ordinances in the first place, following the Most High's ordinance, because they still gonna be established in that day and even forevermore. Yes, Con?
And that's how you know how powerful we are as a people. We can still operate in the society that the white man has set up to a certain degree, and also keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Mm-hmm. That's a powerful brother, man, to know that. But when you just only operate just in Esau's system,
right,
and the foundation crumbles, man, you lost without a hope.
You ain't got nothing. Because you got to think, we say all the time, this is just another civilization, America, right? So in that time, when this civilization crumbles, what you gonna do then? You gonna crumble with it? You gonna pull your hair out? You gonna give up the ghost? You gonna quit? Or you gonna lean on a higher power and trust him to carry you through those times? Something that's been here before and after this civilization.
And that's why it's essential. Lastly, man, I know we bringing it out, man, through the Spirit, but I heard this worldly saying one time. It says, if the children hear us crying, what you think they're gonna do?
Bro,
what you think they're gonna do? If we fail, if this travail kicks off, and our kids are looking to us, and we not knowing what to do, they're gonna follow suit. And we have been doing the same thing perpetually.
God, I was just gonna say that.
It's been
it ain't the fact that what we gonna do, what have we done? Because what our forefathers and our foremothers, what they did. We just carrying out what what we learned from them. But if we show our children how to gird up, how to stay steadfast, how to be strong, how to be courageous, if we doing that, what you think they gonna do?
They're gonna teach their children and their children. Right?
They gonna stand up to Esau when he's falling, he's crumbling. Our people are gonna rise up. We're gonna build up a generation that's stronger than we were. And that's the goal. You can finish that out, King.
And it says,
where you at? Book, chapter, verse.
Sirach 2 and 15. Mm-hmm. They that fear the Lord will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways.
Straight like that. We love the Most High, we're gonna keep his ways to the end.
That's right.
Right. No nuke gonna stop us, no beheading, no famine, droughts.
Hey man, Yahweh forbid we catch a nuke, we'll catch that mug in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh forbid they kick down our door and come find us, they gonna find us at Shabbat class. They gonna find us in the word, rightly dividing the truth. They come for us, bro.
That's what's up. Next precept, man. Through the Spirit, we're gonna deal with Luke 21 and 12. Luke chapter 21 and verse 12. I bring it out. It's the book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 12.
And don't get it twisted. We ain't no fools. We're gonna drop them swords and pick up another sword. They kick our door in. You know what I'm saying?
You're not gonna catch us black.
Hey man.
Luke 21, Luke 21 and verse 12. And it reads, but before all these, they shall lay their hands.
They shall what?
They shall lay their hands on you and persecute you.
So they coming. That's why we just said what we said. Because we know what the scripture has already forewarned us. We know they're gonna come. We know they're gonna try to herd us into these FEMA camps. We know that we're gonna have to flee to the wilderness. We know that that's coming. We know it, right? Go ahead.
Lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into the prisons.
What?
Being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake.
This has to come to pass. This is a future prophecy.
It
has to happen. But are we fearful?
Are
you fearful, Nakai?
La.
Are you hold on. Are you fearful, Nakai?
La.
Are you fearful? Are you fearful, Yashala? They can't hear that.
No.
Why? Because we got Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai on our side.
That's right.
And we gonna continue to stay in that spirit until the day we give up the ghost. Con.
Verse 13, Luke 21:13. And it shall turn to you for a testimony.
For a what?
For a testimony.
One of my favorite stories in the scripture is the mother and her 7 sons, right? Right? Because we have to be examples of righteousness.
Is it on here? We gotta get to that.
We gotta be examples of you trying to yield.
Yeah, you know, but that's the story to end on. I'm gonna grab.
We gotta be examples of righteousness, man. We gotta set an example for the people that's coming after us, right? I don't know about y'all, you know, but my story, I don't know how it's gonna be told, but I want it to be some righteous in the end. I want them to be like, hey, that brother was a warrior for Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. He rode for the people. He edified the people, right? And he died and was slain for the Lord. What better way to go out than that? What? There is no blazing glory. I don't want to just go out busting. I want to go out busting for the Lord. What you got?
I'm trying to find that thing. It's in Maccabees.
Brothers got to gird up, man, because it's finna get real in these last days, man. All that gangster stuff that we perpetuating in the street, we got to ride for the Lord. We got to ride for our nation. We got to ride for our people, man. We got to take this charge. Precept, man. While my brother looking for another one. It's the book of Isaiah. You know what I want. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 6 and verse 8. And it reads, also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, who shall I send?
Who what?
Who shall I send?
Hey.
And who will go for us? Then said I, here I am. Send me.
Send what?
Send me.
Hey, man. We ready to ride for Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, man. Send us, man. We know what to do with these things.
We
man.
what?
We know what to do with these things.
And we ain't feeble in our decision. We gonna ride for Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai perpetually and forever until we give up the ghost, man. What else is there to ride for here?
Bring that out.
What else we gonna put our trust, our faith, our loyalty in? Why putting some in somebody or a carnal man that's gonna ride for you for life when Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai gonna ride for you for life and after? Why not put your loyalty in that? Why not put your trust in him? Why not cleave to it's the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 1, man. I'm gonna yield to you after this. All right?
I got it.
It says, this is the book of the commandments of Yahweh, the law that endured forever.
For what?
Forever. This thing gonna be sustained forever.
Everlasting, man. It's gonna be able to be endured through the fire, and it has.
It was upheld before we got here, while we here, and when our vessels, these fleshly bodies, are long gone, this word is still gonna be upheld. It's still gonna be everlasting. It's still gonna be the stability of the time. It's still gonna be the righteous ways of the kingdom. It's still gonna be the word that us and the heathens have to follow after. Why not ride for that? Why not stand up for that? Why not be the only one that's gonna say, you know what, forget it, I'm riding for this. I don't care what nobody else doing. And if you riding for it, I'm riding with you. But if you not, to hell with you, man. You can catch a nuke, man. What we gonna do, we gonna ride for this word. And we gonna stay steadfast in this word. And we gonna preach and teach and follow after this word until kingdom come. Con. What you got?
Second Maccabees chapter 7. Right? Second Maccabees chapter 7 is gonna be in the Apocrypha for you brothers and sisters who might not have one. You can look it up through your Bible application on your phones, right? You can download the KJV AE, right? KJV AE. You'll be able to Experience the Apocrypha if you don't have it already.
Who gonna ride like this?
Con.
Who gonna put everything on the line like this?
Mm-hmm.
Who gonna do that?
We're gonna get this chapter up.
Let's go, man. We're gonna yield class after this when we're gonna pick it up Monday. Monday?
Con.
Go ahead.
Lord willing.
Y'all willing.
This is 2 Maccabees chapter 7 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
It came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mothers were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh, and were tormented with scourges and whips. But one of them that spake first said thus, what wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die.
Right.
Rather than to transgress the law of our fathers.
Read that again.
But one of them that spake first said thus, what wouldest thou ask or learn of us?
Go ahead.
We are ready to die.
We are what?
We are ready to die.
We are what?
We are ready to die.
Go ahead.
Rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers.
Who is ready to die rather than go against Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai? Who is ready to put their forehead to the guillotine, or rather forsake the ways of your power, the one that gives you the breath and life?
That's right.
The one that's made it possible for you to be here, the one that has set the ordinance up thousands of years before you got here. Mm-hmm. Who is ready to die rather than go against that power? Go ahead.
Verse 2. But one of them spake. Verse 3. Then the king, being enraged,
right,
commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot,
right,
which forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first, and to cut off the utmost parts of his body.
That's right.
The rest of his brethren and his mother looking on. This is the fire that we're gonna be going through in these last days.
You think it's just finna be easy to get the kingdom? You think you're gonna be able to live a life full of sin, repent at the final end, and the Most High just hand you the keys? No. You gotta go be tried through the fire, because that in the furnace of adversity is where acceptable men. Come on, man.
That's right, King.
Come on.
Verse 5. Now when he was thus maimed in all his members, what's happened to this brother, man?
The brother done been dismembered. The brother done been boiled in hot water. Mangled. Go ahead.
He commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought to the fire.
Go ahead.
And to be fried in the pan.
Right.
And as the vapor of the pans was for a good space dispersed, they exhorted Shemayim, Baba Kashar.
Sit, baby mama. We almost finished.
They exhorted one another with the mother.
Y'all was kind of loud. Not y'all. I'm not you. Y'all. Go ahead.
They exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus, the Most High Yahweh looketh upon us.
What did he say?
The Most High Yahweh looketh upon us.
What is the Most High doing?
Looketh upon us.
Go ahead.
And in truth hath comfort in us, as Moses in his song, which witnessed to their faces, declared, saying,
what did he say?
And he shall be comforted in his servant.
He shall be what?
Comforted in his servant.
Hey, it's pleasing for the Most High to see you die, willing to die and give up the ghost from him, because the only one that can restore you and bring you back to life and live again is that power that you're willing to die for.
Come.
Go ahead.
Verse 7, 2 Maccabees 7 and 7. So when the first was dead, after this manner, they brought the second.
They what?
They brought the second.
Hey man, they still ain't ready to give up the ghost. They still ain't ready to yield and fold for the ways of the king or the president or America. Bring the next son in. Now watch. Go ahead.
To make him a mocking stock.
A what?
A mocking stock.
Go ahead.
And when they had pulled off the skins of his head with the hair,
they scalped the brother. They pulled off his hair and the skin of his head and asked him what?
They asked him, wilt thou eat before thou be punished thereout? every member of thy body?
Go ahead.
But he answered in his own language.
In his own language, which is the Hebrew. And what did he say?
And said, La'ah.
What did he say?
La'ah.
What did he say?
La'ah.
Go ahead.
Wherefore he also received the next torment in order, as the former did.
And he lined up for the boiling hot water. La'ah in the Hebrew means no.
Come.
Go ahead.
Verse 9, 7 and 9. 2 Maccabees 7 and 9. And when he was at the last gasp, he said, this is last breath.
Right.
Thou, like a fury, takest us out of this present life, but the king of the world.
But the what?
But the king of the world.
But the what?
But the king of the world,
right,
shall rise us up, who have died for his laws unto everlasting life.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You can take me out this world, but the king of the world gonna rise or raise us up into everlasting life. Right? Go ahead, King.
Verse 10. After him was the third.
Right.
Made a mocking stop. And when he was required, he put out his tongue. And that right soon, holding forth his hands manfully. This third brother, he had already witnessed what was going on with his first and second brother.
Come on with it.
He stuck his tongue out. He put his hands. Do what you got to do, man.
Hey, come on with it.
That's how we got to be in the same spirit.
That's right.
And when we're going through this trouble. And when he required, he put out his tongue and the right, Salakia, and that right soon holding forth his hands manfully and said courageously,
Malaka.
These I had from heaven.
Malaka.
And from his laws I despised them.
Malaka.
And from him I hope to receive them again. So he said, hey, cut this tongue off, man. Like, cut these hands off. Do what you got to do. The Most High gave me these things from heaven, right?
Candy time.
So he gave me these things from heaven. So if you're going to take them from me, guess what? The Most High Yahweh is going to give it right back to me.
That's right.
I'm not going to fear you, man. Reading on.
What verse you at?
12.
Go ahead.
Insomuch that the king and they that were with him marveled at the young man's courage.
Check him out.
Man, look at this brother. He talking about he a Hebrew.
Done.
All right, I see you, brother. Insomuch that the king and they that were with him marveled at the young man's courage, for that he nothing regarded the pains. Now, when this man was dead, also they tormented and mangled the fourth in like manner.
So the fourth, his next brother followed suit.
Come
on with it.
Verse 14. So when he was ready to die,
when he what?
He was ready to die. He said thus, it is good being put to death by men to look for hope from the Most High, to be raised up again.
To be what?
To be raised up again.
To be what?
To be raised up again.
See, these heathens don't understand. We know and hold fast. We've always known and held fast to the fact of the rewashing of our lineage through regeneration. We know we're gonna be bad. If we do what's pleasing in the eyes of the Most High, we might be back and restored in a higher state than we was the first time we was here. We know that. It's always been a part of our life. It's always been a part of our history. It's always been a part of our doctrine, our teaching. It's always been that. So when you come for us, there is no fear, because we know we have an everlasting life through the Father and through his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Go ahead.
Picking back up in 2 Maccabees 7 and 14. As for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection to life.
They shall what?
You shall have no resurrection to life.
The heathen shall what?
Have no resurrection to life.
Go ahead.
Afterwards, they brought the fifth also and mangled him. Then looked he unto the king and said, Thou hast power over men, thou art corruptible. Thou doest what thou wilt,
right?
Yet think not that our nation is forsaken of the Most High.
Right.
But abide a while.
But do what?
But abide a while.
Just you wait. Just wait a little bit though. Because our power got something for you, right? Go ahead.
And behold his great power.
And do what?
And behold his great power.
And do what?
And behold his great power.
Go ahead.
How he will torment thee and thy seed.
Go ahead.
After him also they brought the sixth, who being ready to die said, be not deceived without cause, for we suffer these things for ourselves, having sinned against our power.
We understand that what we going through by your hands, our people has brought that on us. Why? Because we didn't keep the commandments. Otherwise, we wouldn't even be here in your presence. So we're going to accept this chastisement. We're going to accept these punishments. And we're going to be made a martyr and a story and a testimony for brethren to come and future generations to come, so they'll know how to conduct themselves if they ever fall into this circumstance again.
That's right.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna keep going, man. But it says, it's a precept says, be zealous therefore and repent.
That's right.
Right. Whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth.
He chastised.
He chastises. Right. And that's what we're going through right now in these troubles. Right. Verse 18. After him also they brought the six, who being ready to die said, be not deceived without cause, so we suffer these things
of ourselves, for ourselves, having sinned against our power.
Therefore marvelous things are done unto us. But think not thou that takest in hand to strive against the Most High, that thou shalt escape unpunished.
That shall what?
That thou shalt escape unpunished.
Don't think you getting away with murder. Don't think you doing all this that you doing to us, and the Most High not gonna ride for us. Because vengeance is the Lord's, not ours. Don't think he ain't coming for it, because he is. Go ahead.
So these heathens, man, to contextually to bring it full circle, man, they done ran through 6 of these sons. Man.
That's right.
They all were martyrs for the Most High Yahweh, right? So let's see what they do with the mother, right? Verse 20. This is 2 Maccabees 7:20. But the mother was marvelous above all.
She was what?
Marvelous above all, and worthy of honorable memory. For when she saw her 7 sons slain, so like I had said 6 and 7 sons slain within the space of one day. And you got to be these things.
Come on,
7 sons in one day.
In one day.
Yeah, on a carnal level. All right, at number 3. No, maybe even 1. Okay, what you want me to do? On a carnal level. But this lets you know that they were in the spirit.
That's right.
All 8 of them.
That's
the
right.
7 sons and the mother.
That's right.
They were staying in the spirit. It says, and the mother was marvelous above all and worthy of honorable memory. For when she saw her 7 sons slain within the space of one day, she bare it with a good courage.
She did what?
Bear it with a good courage.
She did what?
Bear it with a good courage.
Precept, man. Precept.
You gotta be a good courage in this thing. You going to James?
You know I'm going to James.
Come on, man. You got to be of good courage, man. You got to, as the scripture said, he has not given us a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and of a sound mind. We got power with the Most High God, man. And we got to operate in it.
It's the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 2. My brethren, count it all joy.
Count it what?
Count it all joy.
The mother was marvelous in her works and her deeds.
When ye fall into diverse temptations, knowing this. Close the door. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. Man, I'm jumping to verse 12. Blessed is the man that endured temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life.
Right, because what was going on in this contextually when you go to the Maccabees, they was trying to force swine upon them. Man. They're going in these last days, they're gonna try to force these doctrines, these ideologies upon you. Right, and you got to be willing to stand fast and gird up your loins and not forsake the Most High, nor His word.
Blessed is the man that endured temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life.
The crown of what?
The crown of life.
That's what we in this thing for, man. We're trying to get the crown.
Come on, all right. Which Yahweh hath promised to them that love him. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of Yahweh.
Right.
For Yahweh cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man, but every man is tempted when he is drawn away from his by a way of his own lust and enticed.
Right, as it says in Baruch, man, that wasn't the Most High. It was you. You decided that was best for you, man. You decided that you was gonna be drawn out to your own lust and your own desires. But it also in James it says when you drawn to lust bring forth sin, and then sin bring forth death. So don't fall into that temptation, man. Be ready to ride, man.
Book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 28.
That's right.
For as it was your mind to go astray from Yahweh, so being returned, seek him 10 times more.
She lost all of her sons, man, in one day. And she was ready to continue to seek him. She was going harder for the faith. How hard are y'all going for the truth, man? How hard are you going for the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah?
That's Baruch 4 and 28. Brother J Mo.
Back in you yield on that?
I yield.
Back in Maccabees, man. This is a part of the scheduled program through the spirit. Verse 20, 2 Maccabees 7 and 20.
21.
21?
No. At the end of 20.
Yeah. She bare with a good courage because of the hope that she had in the Most High.
Knowing man.
In the Most High.
Knowing herself.
In the Most High.
In
Biden. Right? Verse 21. Yea, she exhorted every one of them in her own language, filled with courage. So like it filled with courageous spirits and stirring up her womanish thoughts with a manly stomach. She said unto them, I cannot tell how ye came into my womb, for I neither gave you breath nor life.
She said, what?
I neither gave you breath nor life.
She said, it wasn't by my doing. I didn't have these boys, man. I didn't have my sons that just stood up to the king and rode for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. I can't tell how these powerful men came through my womb. I couldn't tell you how they was manifested to do such courageous and powerful things that they just did. I can't tell you how. Go ahead.
Neither was it I that formed the members of every one of you.
Right.
But doubtless the creator of the world.
The who?
The creator of the world.
Go ahead.
Who formed the generations of man.
Go ahead.
And found out the beginning of all things. Will also of his own mercy give you breath and life again.
He'll do what?
Give you breath and life again.
He'll do what?
Give you breath and life again.
Because we know and already understood regeneration. They was coming back. What a mighty way to go and come back. What a mighty way to go back to the Father than riding for him.
Well, ain't that it's a worldly saying they be using this? I'm back like I was.
Like I never left.
It's a spiritual thing, man. Right? As ye now regard to your not your own selves for his law's sake.
For who?
For his law's sake.
Let's sit on that.
Come on, man. We just wanted to get to that account. That's a powerful account, man. We're gonna yield through the spirit, dealing with Jacob's trouble. But we have to understand and adhere to what's going on and be cognizant of today's time and realize, man, these things are prophesied of the days of old to come to be. So the more that you are awakened through the spirit, the more safety that you can have on a spiritual level to know that it's going to be well with your soul. Whatever the Most High has willed, it's going to come to pass. We can't stop it.
That's right.
We can't. It says that his hand is not slack, right? It says that I'm gonna yield with that, man. His hands are not slack concerning his promise. Right? He promised that these things are gonna happen, and he can't go against that. Neither has he gone against his word.
That's right.
As it says in Isaiah 55. But with that, man, I yield, man. I pray that all the brothers and sisters edified through the spirit. Understand that you're in trouble, but you have that escape. 2 Corinthians, there's no temptation that has taken man, right? I'm gonna find that real quick. I might have to Google it, man.
I got you. Keep looking. You might run upon it.
It's in Corinthians 10, 13.
10 and 13.
That's what it is?
1 Corinthians 10 and 13.
Con, man. All praises. 2 Corinthians chapter
1
10.
Corinthians.
1 Corinthians. Bring it out in the car, Baba Kashar, if you dare. Last precept of the night, man. If you feel that you're in trouble, know this. Trust and believe this.
1 Corinthians 10 and 13. 1 Corinthians 10 and 13, Brother Jay.
1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 13. There have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But Yahweh is faithful,
right?
Who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
Right. So it's nothing that y'all are going through that these 7 brothers went through.
That's right.
Right. That any Israelite has gone through throughout history, as we brought out in Sirach, the 2nd chapter, saying, consider the men of old, right? The Most High is not forsaken them. Neither will he forsaken you. Neither has there a temptation that has been presented to you that you be like, nah, bro, you don't know what I'm going through, bro. You just don't know, bro. You ain't
that special that the Most High gave you something that nobody else has been through. You ain't that special. We all going through it. We all subject to the curses. Everybody get the same penny, as the scripture says. Go ahead.
Who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
Right, because he said he's not going to give you more than what you can bear.
That's right.
Right. Read on.
But will with the temptation also make a way to escape.
Make a what?
Make a way to escape.
Make a what?
Make a way to escape.
You got an out, man. Being that you are a descendant of the forefathers of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, being that he has given us the covenant and the promises, you have an escape.
Hey, man, and the Most High word is true.
That's right.
The Bible said you got an out, man. Whether you ignore it or not, that's on you. But he giving you an out. He giving you an out with your vices. He giving you an out with your thorns. He giving you an out with your snares, your stumbling blocks. It's a way for you to beat these things, man. So when you fall short, don't ask the Most High why he keep putting this. No, man, it's you choosing that. It's your spirit. It's your weak flesh. It's not the spirit of Yahweh, but it is a spirit that's making you choose that. Acknowledge that. Acknowledge your faults and choose life. Choose life. It said, I've set before you life and death. Choose life. I yield.
Finish that up, Bob.
That ye may be able to bear it.
With that, man, I yield on that, but I just want to show y'all that through the spirit, through the spirit, man. We have to understand that we always have us being Israel. There's always an option, man.
That's right.
And failure is not one of them. Failure is not one of them, man. With that, I yield, man. It's Brother Nasi.
Brother Shamariah.
Brother Nakai.
We SUC, man. Give a mighty shalom to the house of David and the elders that have been putting in this work for generations and generations to come. Mighty shalom to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Saints upholding commandments, man. SUC to the saints are free. With that, I say, Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam
Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala. Hey, man, shalom.
Come, man. Shalom, Marky.
Shalom.
Come,